Yes, we are.
Before I get into the theory, let me quickly explain the text in the mural. These three words read death, father, and disaster. The word being uttered and repeated in the serpent-like swirl is come. This next section of the mural reads blood of the gods and blood of the father. Lastly, here it says false. Another thing to point out is how whoever is being depicted here in Atreus' hands has no hair. As we all know, Atreus does, yet here he is also depicted as being bald. But what if this was done in order to add ambiguity, or details like this were purposely left out? As we all know, if too much is revealed about the future, it may not play out, or one will most likely attempt to stray and make their own path, like Odin choosing to start Ragnarok at his own choosing, his own timetables, when he releases the wolves after the sun and moon. As in the God of War novel, the novelization of our journey, Kratos doesn't recognize himself in the mural, and it's something that's constantly on his mind. Who is this man? Is it him? Why wasn't he depicted correctly? Why can he not recognize him? If this man is not in fact Kratos himself, who is it? And why is it that Atreus is being depicted as holding him in his hands? Now, if misdirection was one of or the sole goal of this mural, then it was executed phenomenally. At first, we all thought that Kratos was the man in the mural, believing he was the one that died, as the cycle of children killing their parents seems to continue, whether it be from Atreus himself being the mischievous trickster god that Loki is, or the Spartan rage that he cannot control, which fueled Kratos in murdering the Greek pantheon of its gods. Two major things that stood out to me before Ragnarok's trailer was released was pondering why sections of the mural were chipped off or missing. And the reason why the word false was carved into the mural was because that vision, that prediction, will ultimately not happen. What has been carved, predicted, and written beyond this point will be unwritten. Some also thought and still think it's Mimir, as the dwarves did take measurements of him when we went off to Jotunheim, creating a new body. However, this doesn't appear to be the case, as we've seen in the trailer, but he could still potentially receive this body much later on into the game because once again, it is 40 hours. Then once Tyr was revealed to us in the trailer, some began to change their mind, now thinking Tyr was the one in the mural. One thing to point out is that in all the murals, no matter what direction Kratos is facing, you can see his red tattoo and his Spartan general skirt. And of course, the only mural where you cannot see either is the most important one. As of this point, because of that, I believe this god is Tyr. But who knows, with all this time travel, it could be a Tyr from the past, present, or future. Because if you look at the end of the trailer, when Kratos breaches the wooden door, Atreus approaches Tyr and he is sitting down in what seems to be a run-down ramshackle of a prison with some beverages in the background. Contrary to that, the next cutscene is of Kratos having placed his hands on Tyr's shoulders in a different area or place. Some really good questions to ask here are, is Atreus there, or is it a one-on-one talk that leads to a fight, where Kratos has no choice but to kill Tyr? Then when Atreus returns, he believes his father has betrayed him, hence why it says it in the mural, causing Atreus to yell out and resemble a scene similar to this. Are these tears from different points in time? To some, it could even seem like Kratos is introducing himself to Tyr, but obviously, who knows? Now back to the scene. It seems like he's talking to him or awaiting his response on something. Kratos doesn't actually say, "Are you coming with us?" as you're able to see that his lips aren't moving. That is simply a voice line that was edited in. So by that I mean he didn't say this to Tyr, or at least not at this moment. Now another question would be, who did he say this to? if this was edited in. Freya, after she came back to her senses and didn't want to kill Kratos and Atreus? Did he say this to Angrboda, Durlin, the dwarves, another character? Who knows? Now, as to another way he could have died. Tyr obviously is going to lose a hand or leg to Fenrir. Once this happens, Kratos and Atreus' next objective is to take him to a safe place to rest and recover. From there, Kratos and Atreus begin to argue as to where they want to take him. And not to our surprise, he is the one out of control. Tyr sees this and attempts to calm him down by placing his hand on him. However, he is so blinded by the argument that his Spartan rage presents itself and he punches Tyr. Due to him being so weak already, losing blood and just unbearable pain from Fenrir's wound, he dies at the hands of Atreus. And yet Atreus lays his hands on him yet again, but this time to grieve and possibly even blame Kratos for not being able to defuse the argument, even though it is his fault for not being able to control his own anger, causing them to split apart. My last theory here. What if we're looking at the translations in the wrong lens? Maybe by false, it means Atreus falsely mourns Tyr, or whoever this may be, because maybe this person or Tyr intended to kill Atreus for some unknown reason. Maybe Odin convinces them that he must die, leading to Kratos killing this man or Tyr, which would create disaster in the relationship between the two. Anyways, those are a bunch of my thoughts on this matter. My next theory video should be on how Tyr received the vase from Greece, which also ties into how much does Tyr know about Kratos. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your day, dog. Hey, yo, Pubsy, if you're watching this, Pubsy, if you're watching this, you're gay.
Yo! Get deep, suck the D in.